What up guys, I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. Welcome back to the channel. It is a super exciting day at Run4Adventure again, running shoe wise. Finally, we've managed to get hold of a pair of shoes from the Endorphin range by Saucony. For a long time, I was trying to get my hands on a pair of the Endorphin Pros, which is their top spec shoe within the lineup. Unfortunately, that shoe sold quicker than any other Saucony running shoe in history. So I missed out on all the pre-orders and eventually we couldn't get our hands on a pair. But I think in the long run, this has probably worked out in our favor because one, we managed to save £190 and two, arriving yesterday at our front door was a pair of the Endorphin Speeds by Saucony. Everything I've heard about this shoe, everything I've read, everything I've listened to, everybody is hyping it up, and a lot of people believe that it is the best all-round shoe within the Endorphin lineup. The Endorphin range from Saucony is made up of three really exciting shoes. Sitting at the top of the pile is the Endorphin Pro. That's their carbon-plated race day shoe. It's there to rival sort of the Alphafly Next Percent and all the other carbon-plated race shoes that have sprung up on the marketplace at the moment. It retails at £190. You've also got the Endorphin Swift, which is the version within the range that's going to do all your training mileage. You know, a lot more deeper cushion, soft, plush, comfortable shoe, high mileage shoe. It's going to get your recoveries and your long runs in that shoe. And then you've got the Endorphin Speed, which slots straight between them two shoes. How cool does that shoe look? They've really nailed it with the design and the colorways. Love the colorways of all the Endorphin range and all the mutant colorways that Saucony are coming out with. They've really killed it when it comes to design and colorway this year, that's for sure. The Endorphin Speed is built for speed, you know, training speed. So your speed sessions, intervals, tempos, and definitely still as a race day shoe. You know, this is still a very fast shoe, that's for sure. The shoe is plated, so we've got a plate through the midsole, not carbon like the Pro, but a TPU plate in this shoe. So it's a little bit more flexible than the Pro. The shoe retails in the UK at £155. This is a UK 9.5 and it weighs in at 244 grams. The shoe runs on an 8mm offset. Through that midsole, we've got the new Saucony compound, the Power Run PB, which I am really excited to get out and run on. I love the Power Run Plus compound. I'm a big fan of that, so I'm hoping this impresses me even more than that compound. When it comes to the upper, we've got that form-fit construction. We've got a nice gusseted tongue in the shoe. The shoe is constructed of a very lightweight, breathable mesh. We've got still a good level of cushioning and padding in that tongue. You've got a bit more rigidity and heel cup in this Speed compared to the Endorphin Pro. The shoe carries the speed roll geometry, which the whole of the Endorphin range carries. So a slight sort of rock on the shoe to help you through to transition to toe off. Anyone that follows the channel knows that I have been a massive fan of the Saucony shoes this year. Been a big fan of the Peregrine 10s and the Kinvara 11. I think Saucony are really smashing it this year when it comes to their running shoes. I've been a massive fan of the Kinvara 11, like I just said, and I've done lots of miles in it. And I'm really hoping that the Endorphin Speed is like a turbocharged version of that shoe. I suppose the best way to find out is get these shoes on our feet, get out the door, and we're going to get out there and get some miles in them. We're going to bring you along so that we can give you our initial thoughts on this super good looking running shoe, the Endorphin Speed from Saucony. Join me out on the roads of Cornwall. We've had to do a couple of miles just to get somewhere a bit quieter. Obviously we're allowed to travel now, so Cornwall's getting pretty busy. First thing I've got to mention is the Endorphin Speed is definitely like its name. It's going to be a quick shoe. I did a pretty tough 10-mile session yesterday, so I thought I'd just start off nice and easy tonight. Thought I was doing sort of 8-minute miling. Felt very comfortable. Looked down at my watch, sub 7-minute miling. So the Endorphin Speed is quick, that's for sure. Also, when it comes to fit, definitely true to size, 9.5, fits like a glove. Really lovely feeling upper. Quite light, quite stripped back, but super comfy. Fits like a glove around that midfoot, that gusseted tongue. Really nice lockdown across the midfoot. So also a very comfortable place to be. So the calves are a bit tight from yesterday, so we're going to take it easy. I was out yesterday, that 10-mile session, I was recceing a route for an up-and-coming challenge on the channel. Hopefully next week it's going to be a 10-mile challenge, and it's going to be featuring the Alphafly Next Percent. I know we haven't done a lot of content with the shoe, but we've got some content planned over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be bringing you our sort of full in-depth review on the Nike Alphafly Next Percent. So, initial thoughts, I hope you can hear me, it's a little bit breezy, but it should be okay. That Power Run PB compound is pretty awesome. It feels like the right level of cushioning. It's not too soft, but it feels like it's returning loads of energy. You feel like you're getting a real pop off that midsole. I've got to be honest, the TPU plate, can't say I feel it a lot in the shoe, but definitely when it comes to that midsole and that Power Run PB compound, you really feel like you're getting a nice help through transition and toe off. Talking of midsoles, you definitely know you've got a deep midsole under your foot. It's a very high stack shoe. I didn't realise how high, but you know, I'm used to running a lot of hockers that have a deep stack, and you do feel like you're quite a long way from the ground. Not in a bad way, but if you're not used to that deep midsole under your foot, I dare say it take a little bit of getting used to. Also, talking midsoles, that speed roll technology you've got under your foot, again, something I'm very used to in a lot of my running shoes, having that sort of rocker technology. So for me, not an issue, although it is quite aggressive in this shoe, you really do notice it. Like I said, I'm used to that in shoes. So another thing, if you're not used to that sort of technology, it might take you a few runs just to settle into it and bed it in and get used to that slightly different sort of transition. Right, that's better. We're somewhere quiet. The legs have loosened off after yesterday's mammoth session. The calves are definitely a bit looser. So we're going to up the tempo, up the speed a bit. We're going to do what this shoe is designed for. We're going to do some quick reps, 1 mile reps, not too quick, but we're going to definitely up the pace. And initial thoughts are just running over it at that sort of 7-minute mile pace. When you up the pace in this shoe, it is going to come to life. That Power Run PB compound feels awesome underfoot coming over here, and I'm sure when we get some more speed through it, it's going to really give you some acceleration through toe off. So we're going to do 2 1-mile reps, nothing crazy fast. The legs are still a bit heavy from yesterday, but just to get some speed in the shoe and to see how it handles it. So let's get going. Wowzers. All I can say is the Endorphin Speed from Saucony is Jackal and Hyde. I've got to be honest, coming over here, the shoe felt nice, it felt comfortable, the upper felt great, the compound felt good under the foot, but I wasn't blown away, to be fair. Once I started upping the pace on them 2 1-mile reps, we did the first rep at 5:54 and the second rep at 5:50. This shoe comes to life. I mean, it's called the Speed, it is definitely built for speed. That Power Run PB compound, when you start upping the pace, getting more on your forefoot, the energy return is amazing. You can also definitely feel that TPU plate once you start upping the pace, gives you a nice spring off, toe off. I was really hoping for a sort of turbocharged Convara, like I said earlier, and coming over here, I felt a bit deflated. I didn't think it was going to be that. But up in the pace, them 1-mile reps, amazing. Right, the best thing we can do is head off home, nice steady cool down, because the legs are definitely feeling heavy after today and yesterday. And then we're gonna have a bit of a debrief in the studio, go over things in a bit more detail, but first impressions, I am loving this shoe. one quick shoe. See you in the studio. Well, that was definitely an interesting run. It's awesome when a shoe has been super hyped and you've waited a long time to get hold of a pair. I probably saw the Endorphin range about 6 to 7 months ago in store, so it's definitely been a long time coming. I know we only did a 7 to 8 mile run with a bit of speed work in there, but it really feels like the Endorphin Speed is going to live up to all the bold claims made by Saucony for this super fast shoe. I really was surprised at the beginning of the run we've just done how I thought I'd start off nice and steady because I had tight legs from the session the day before, and I really did think I was running, you know, 8 20-minute miling. Looking down at my watch, seeing I was doing 6 50-minute miling. I mean, Saucony have made some claims this shoe makes running speed feel a lot easier. And after that initial run, I'd kind of have to agree with them. Once the legs had warmed up and we'd loosened off a bit as we started to up the tempo, you know, this shoe really did spring into life quite literally. This Power Run PB compound is where it wants to be. It wants to be running quick. We got lots of rebound, lots of energy return from that midsole compound. Same thing with the TPU plate. Slower paces, didn't really notice it to be honest. As soon as we up the pace and tempo, loads of feedback from that plate and quite a nice snap on toe off as well through that plated midsole. When it comes to the upper of the shoe, it's a really nice place to be. Very light, very breathable. You've got that gusseted tongue, so it offers me a real supreme fit, you know, lovely lockdown around that midfoot. But even though it is stripped back because it's a performance shoe, you've still got a nice level of cushioning in the heel and in the tongue, which makes it a very comfortable place when you're pushing out the miles. Running in the Endorphin Speed has really made me realise that it is a super exciting time when it comes to our running shoes. All the brands pushing the boundaries when it comes to the fabrics they're using and the performance of their shoes. It really is a great time to have a running related YouTube channel. It's so good to see Saucony back making great looking, well thought out, high performing running shoes again. It's been a bit of a barren time for Saucony over the last few years. They kind of lost their way a bit, so it's great to see them back. I can't wait to get back out in the shoe and get the miles in the shoe over the next week so we can come back with our full in-depth 50 mile review for you guys at home. But that is our initial thoughts and our first run in the Endorphin Speed. I can definitely see it becoming a shoe that I reach for quite often in my shoe rotation. Really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and then you'll be updated when we upload any new content to the channel. We've left links down below if you want to find out any more about the Endorphin Speed or the Pro or the Swift, any of them shoes within the Endorphin range, please click that link. And comments, guys, get involved with the video. Have you run in this shoe? Have you run in any of the other shoes within the Endorphin range? Do you agree with us? Do you feel they're living up to the hype? Get them comments down below. Also, you can follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook or Strava. I think we've got some really exciting times coming up in the Endorphin Speed. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Your support is mega. We will see you in the next video, but stay safe and keep on running.